Hey guys, we're back with episode 2 of our Airstream Argosy renovation process, and this will be us going deeper into the next parts of this build.
Yeah, if you've enjoyed everything you've seen on our channel so far, go ahead and like our videos. It would mean a lot to us. And share them with all your friends. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to see when we put new videos out. We've been trying to put them out every week. It's been more like every other week lately, but we're super excited to share all about it with you guys. And if you have questions that you'd like to ask us personally, please leave them in comments on each video. And we'd love to get back to you with what we think.
So let's get on in. So the first part we wanted to focus on was the painting. The last episode we stopped with the aluminum walls, and at that point we just finished the aluminum walls and we tried to understand how to do paint. The next part, we didn't really understand paint at all. I've never painted anything in my life. So we got some friends to help us to understand the process. The first thing that we were told was that you needed to etch the walls so that the paint would stick to the walls. That was just not our experience. To us, it was just using an all-purpose paint. It was eggshell. It was white matte paint. We wanted to keep it super simple. We went to the local rental store and we rented a spray gun. We just jumped right into it. We'll probably put pictures up of how it looked, the process. But it was pretty simple. We did about 4 layers of paint. Paint, sand, paint, sand, paint, sand, so forth. It felt like it took forever. But we finally got to a place where the paint was smooth. There was no brush strokes needed because there was no brush strokes. If you don't want to deal with the brush strokes, I say go with spray paint. If you want to go cheap and you don't want to deal with the expertise and the understanding of how to do strokes, go with the paintbrush. At the end of the day, it really is all up to you, the look you're going for. We wanted to go for as professional as possible look. And in the videos going past, you'll see just how smooth the paint did turn out, and we're so happy with it. The next part, after we stopped that, we looked around and you'll see in the pictures that it was a pretty bare surface, and we wanted to start with the framing next so that we could understand where to go next with the build. So the next part was going to be the bathroom. Originally the Airstream came with a rear bathroom, which looked nice, but personally and practically we wanted a bedroom in the back and a dinette in the front so that we can have guests over if we wanted to, but also that you have a separate bedroom that is separated from the house essentially, because it's also close. And this bathroom configuration we chose was just the best option and choice. So we decided to put the bathroom on the right side, as you'll see in pictures. And we opted to get an expert, someone who does framing for a living, to come and install the framing. One reason being that the curves of the Airstream was difficult for my mind to understand. And he just did this awesome technique that I watched him do, where he just etched with a saw cuts into the wood, and then he bent the wood accordingly. Man, if I only knew that thing then, that would have saved me some money. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, it's more important to have someone do it properly if you don't know what you're doing at all and you're feeling confused. It was the first time in the whole
build that we had dealt with the curve.
Right.
So
absolutely. And after you get over that hump, you'll find that you quickly get accustomed to it. A tool that really would have helped us, and I tell you to get, it's this awesome metal curve tool. I'll put a link in the description below so that you can find it for yourself. It has helped us do the dinette area. It has helped us do everything. The wall for the pantry. It has helped us do anything curve wise, and I highly recommend it. Highly. So we opted in the beginning to get aluminum studs. It didn't work out at all. It was more flimsy. It was hard to work with. Getting a substrate or something to stick to it was just not simple. So we ripped that out. He did it all with 2x2s and 2x4s 2x2s were all the walls except for the big curved frame was a 2x4 on both sides of the walls, and it worked out super well. It's super strong. There's no movement whatsoever. And we try to figure out what to do next for the walls and covering up the walls, and we decided to go with very thin peel and stick wood. We basically stuck it right onto the studs. We didn't do any substrate behind it so it would stick better. Honestly, it stuck perfectly. It wasn't hard at all. I would caution against that for the fact that peel and stick isn't cheap, and if you do 3 to 4 boxes, at least for our build, it came up to over $600, which is not acceptable and should never be acceptable just for wall coverings in a small space like that. But if you want something simple that is already pre-painted that you don't have to deal with, peel and stick is awesome. I'll put that link in the description as well for the peel and stick we used. The next part was we needed trimming to cover the butt ends of the peel and stick, and naturally we went to Lowe's, the part store, and we bought basic trim, and all we did was we put white caulk on the back of it and I stuck it down and it stayed, and I'm very happy it was that simple. There's a couple of upgrades we've done since the last tour video that we want to share with you guys. We'll just share it in the video going past, but we finally got our cushions in. Yay!
Yay! Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. Yes, it looks
she did
awesome.
A great job.
And you'll see in the videos coming past. And we also put another leg for our dinette up so that it wouldn't be crazy wobbly. Believe me, it was bad. You couldn't put your elbow down, it would flex the table at almost a 45-degree angle, and that's no good. So
mostly because our table is made with wood, because our friend is a custom carpenter, and he made us this gorgeous table that you guys can see in the video, and it's pretty heavy. So the table leg that we got is just, it does the job, but it would wobble pretty bad. Right.
So we just multiplied that, and bam, you got yourself a very strong, sturdy table. And I'm so glad we did that. Our floors are pretty thin. I think it's like a 1/2-inch plywood, and that's how they made it in those days. So when we did patching, we used the same thickness of wood. It flexed the floor a lot, so we just added another piece of plywood under the flooring, as you'll see in the photos and videos. It significantly made the floor much stronger.
Yeah.
For a dinette. It works perfectly. Yeah. And another upgrade we did was we put a hitch on the back of the Airstream. I saw a photo of somebody who had that, and that instantly helped me to understand, all right, this is the best way to distribute bike weight to the back of your Airstream, because we tried to do that while we were driving. We used our Toyota Sequoia, and there just wasn't space between the hitch and the back door, so that just didn't work. And we keep our bikes inside the Sequoia at all times, and that's not always the best.
It's not always convenient.
Yeah, because you want to use the space, but it also added weight when towing onto the truck, and we didn't want that. We wanted the weight to be on the Airstream side.
We'll put attachments to any special tools that we use in every video to try to help you guys know what to use, what's the best to use. Some stuff we did that we would have done differently had we had the chance to do it again. So we'll try and just give our best advice. And yeah, if you got questions, once again, feel free to ask us.
Yeah, that's going to be the biggest thing. The reason we wanted to make these videos for you guys is so that you guys can ask the questions. We had a lot of issues with this build for the fact that we just didn't have people to show us how to do it, and we want to be people that can help you to understand the details of things and to answer the hard questions.
And if you're somebody who really wants to do this, but you feel kind of like you're not sure because you don't have expertise in building or construction or renovation, don't let that keep you from doing it. You should really go for it, because we barely knew how to drill. when we started doing this, and we finished. And so if we can do it, you can do it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Again, like and subscribe, guys. We're excited to show you guys the next video in about a week, where we'll go into electrical and plumbing, as well as solar. So for you who like and you want to understand that part of the build, it is definitely the more detailed and more frustrating part, but
hard.
It's worth it when you have people show you how it's done. So we'll show you guys how we did it, and I hope it helps you in this next video.
See you next time.
Stay tuned, guys.